Hello everyone, this is D911 back with another video, and today I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. So let's get right into it. This is the BLX chart, so the Brave New Coin Liquid Index, and I'm using this because this provides the most price data of Bitcoin on TradingView at least. So I want to see all the price data to get a more and a clearer picture of the complete Elliott wave count and structure. So let's get right into it. I've counted 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I do think that we'll, for the shorter term, we'll see more upside. And my first count, my most preferred count, would make us go to around the 16 to 17,000 dollar range before actually seeing quite a pullback again and make even lower lows than the 3000 levels. But I also have another account, an alternative account, which I will also share here. So let me show you guys. So here we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 the first wave. Then we have, I'm zooming a bit more. Then we have an A, B, C right here. Then we have again 5 waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we have again an ABC, A, B, C, and then we have the parabolic wave, wave 5. That's got us all the way up to 20,000. Then we've had this complex correction. I think it's WXY, but I don't think that this is the whole correction for these all of the this whole cycle wave 1 up. I do think we'll see a further correction, and I think that the recent or the price action that happened back in the summer, yeah, after 2019, was an impulsive wave, but I think it was an A wave. I think that the price action we saw after that was a more complex B wave, and I do think that we'll see an impulsive C wave up right now. But I think that will top out there and will make a lower low. So let me first label this. This is quite complex to label, but I think it's WXY. So something like W, a triangle, wave X. I think it's like this: A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, something like this. And then a Y wave as well. I think this is ABC zigzag. And let me show you some things there. Alright, let me first start off with a fib retracement of this whole move down. Right here. Let me remove some of the counts because it might be a bit messy. Let me hide this. Alright. So as you can see, we hit the golden zone perfectly, and we rejected of it. So this for me is a wave A. I think this choppy overlappy price action is all wave B, and I do think that will break out now to make a wave C. So let me redraw the ABC again. A, B, C. I don't know how long it will take, something like this probably. My target for wave C actually is the 0.786, which is around the 16,000 level, and I have some other fib relationships that all indicate that this might be a very significant resistance level. So that's the first one, the 0.786 of the move of the whole fib retracement right here. Let me snap it back up. Right here, around this level. Then the second one is if we look at the internal structure of this ABC, we see we perfectly bounced at the golden zone. We did wick below, but we never closed below it. And the fib target, minus 0.236 target, is also exactly around the 16,000 200 level. So that's all again confluence. So that's very nice to see. And if we then look at the relationship between A and B, we would see that's also perfectly with the one-to-one. It's all these prices indicate in this range, 16 to maybe even 17,000. It's hard to see because it's a lock chart. But I do think that this definitely is feasible to get. Some of the reasons I think that this will actually happen is because, first of all, if you look at the 20-week moving average, first of all, in impulse waves, it also always has supported the price very nicely. Look at this parabolic wave. It also always found support on closing basis on this moving average. Here, until it broke. And if we look here, we regained actually the moving average. So we broke through and we actually found support right here this week. So that's definitely a very good sign if this holds. Another thing is if you look at the trend line right here, if we ignore the wicks, we can see something like this, that we definitely broke impulsively. If we include the wicks, we still broke impulsively, and we've even retested it now. So that's very nice to see. Another thing is that just from a classical point of view, this is a more traditional bull flag actually. So you see the flagpole, the actual flag, and then target would be the same like this, which would also point to this traditional target. Having said that, I do think that it will top out there and see more downside. Although it could also go further from there, but I'll cover that in a minute. The targets for this, which would also be a three-wave structure, either a WXY or an ABC, I don't know yet, but it would be something like this probably. And my target is around the 2000 level. Yeah, but I don't really have a fib target for it. It's not it's a round number, as well as there's some kind of demand zone right here if you look at these candles. So that would be my target, the 2000 to maybe even 1800 level would be my target for that. But we'll have to see from here if we even get there. Maybe we just shoot right through. Then we remove the moving average as well. Yeah, that's about it, I think, about this scenario. Yeah, let me talk about the other scenario right now. Let me remove some of this. Another scenario could be, but it's definitely not my preferred scenario, is that this WXY pattern was the whole wave 2, and that now we've started a wave 3, and this is a 1, 2, which would imply that instead of a wave C, we get an actually major wave 3 right here. So it would look something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we would make major new all-time highs in this scenario. One thing why I don't really like this is because if you look at the time it took for these corrections compared to the impulse, usually we see it takes around half the time. So let me try to show you that. If you look right here, this wave 1 impulse took around 322 days, and if I then look at how long it took for this wave 2, it's around 160. So that's around half, right? If you look at wave 3 right here, it's around 730 days, and if you look at wave 4, how long that took, that's yeah, around 300 to 400, which also around half, right? It's not exact, but it's close. If you then look at this wave 5, that's 1000 days. Wait, no, that's not right. what I mean is that we've got one big impulse right here. So let's see how long that took. That's 2,600 days. So we could maybe expect this whole major wave to last 1,300 days, which would be something like this, right? Oh, yeah, something like this. And this could fit very nicely if we let me bring this up. If we apply our count on this, so a major W, major X like this, which could still take a while, and then a major Y. So time-wise, this would fit very, very nicely, right? Let me redraw the ABC as well here. A, B, C, something like that. That looks very natural. And then, of course, a WXY or ABC to the downside, something like this, right? This all looks quite like it, to me. It fits quite nicely. It isn't forced at all, because if this would be the whole correction for this whole move, it would be quite short, in my opinion. It was quite deep price-wise, but the time-wise, it didn't take that long, relatively speaking. So that's why I do prefer this more long-term bearish case. We will see some upsides in the near term, though, I think. But I would definitely try and see to take at least some profits here, especially if you have spot Bitcoin. I definitely would at least sell some of it here, because if we go down here, yeah, that would be quite a correction again. Yeah, that would be around 90% even. So again, if you just break through and break the all-time high, the previous all-time high, of course it could be the major wave 3. But yeah, we need to reassess when we get there. I do think price will get stopped around the 16 to 70,000 range. So yeah, that's about it. That's my view on Bitcoin. Thank you guys for watching, and bye.